let's see what mood Michael's in as he's on next. Michael, are we in a happy mood, a bad mood? Have we sworn in front of your girlfriend again, or where are we at?
He's probably been going mad today.
Yeah.
Actually, I it wasn't so bad as one might think, but
Okay.
yeah, like, listen, I don't want to like get everybody like down with the way they feel or whatever. I just feel a bit disappointed again.
Yeah.
And it's sorry, I have to mute someone in the background. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I just feel a bit disappointed just because I don't feel like the whole collective of the team was playing bad. I feel like today we were let down by individual performances of certain players.
Yep.
And in the first half, I think that we played. I want to say that we played to our strengths, and we did what we are good at, and we did it well. I think that we created maybe not as many opportunities as Arsenal did, because of course they dominated the possession, they had more attempts on target, but in my opinion, as I said, we did what we do good, which is counter attack and create dangerous situations out of those counter attacks. But frankly speaking, I feel like our whole right side wasn't performing today, and I know that we will get onto Royal, and this game was shocking. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like I probably don't want to like describe it the way I want to, because I would get you guys demonetized for the next month. But I also think that Romero and Richarlison didn't play well this game. I think that Romero was getting skinned constantly, and to be honest, so far this season he wasn't like as good as he was last season. And I feel like I don't really want to blame Richarlison, because I know that he's versatile and he can play throughout the whole front three. But I think that right wing is his worst position. I feel like he's the best through the middle, and he's good on the left side. But I think that right side is he's okay. He isn't bad. He isn't like Emerson level of shit. But you could clearly, in my opinion, you could clearly see that we needed Kulusevski there. And I feel like a couple of counterattacks that we performed, if we had Kulusevski there, and Brighton 2-0 up against Liverpool, by the way.
2-0 up. Wow.
Yeah, 2-0 up. Yeah, and Chelsea's losing. Yeah, and
Chelsea's losing as well. So
yep.
Everyone's losing, and it's a typical Spurs weekend.
Yeah, when we have an opportunity to do something.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Jesus, wow.
Yeah. I have the matches on the other screen, so I can update you guys for the next like 5 minutes I am here. But yeah, like coming back to the game, I will say something strange. I really don't like red cards, and it's not because like we got one today. I just feel like it really kills the spectacle, and you can apply the same thing to the last game that we played against them at our ground. After that red card, I know it's a win. We are all happy that we won, right? But I honestly expected a better game today. I was really hyped to see some good football, and I think that because of individual mistakes of Lloris, Romero, and Royal, because I think that Romero also fucked up in that with that second goal. He should have cleared it out, or because after all he kind of like passed it to Lloris.
It was like a pass, but it kind of Lloris, when he saved it, he pushed it right in front of Romero, and it kind of bounced off him a little bit. So it was like he tried to pass it, but it bounced off him, and then it went, and Lloris wasn't expecting it, so it kind of went underneath him. And I think I think the main culprit is definitely Lloris in it, because he should have palmed it away, not straight in front of him.
Yeah, like it was both players' mistakes, in my opinion. More Lloris, but I also think that Romero could have done better in that situation.
Yeah.
But listen, I don't want to like. I am not the type of person to blame players and to say like get him the fuck out of my club just because he did one mistake. But this game we could clearly see why everything that we were saying about Royal, that every critique that we had of him, was present in this game, and it was even worse because he got a red card. So we all say that he is like defensively okay, but when he crosses the halfway line, he is absolutely dog shit. Except he wasn't defensively good this game. He got constantly like dribbled past by Martinelli. He also got a red card. He stopped our counter attacks, and his crosses were bad. Like, what is there in Conte's mind to play this guy over and over again? I get it. Like, pass. Yeah. Go on,
I was going to say, Michael, I'll tell you why. It's because he said it himself. He knows what he gets with Emerson. So he knows that he's not a talented footballer. He knows, but he tries. And Conte likes people who try. Right. And I think what we see in Emerson is that you can see like what he's doing probably behind the scenes. There's an article today or yesterday about him spending £1 million to try and help him with any way possible, like with nutritionists and all this kind of all these oxygen tanks and all this kind of stuff to try and help his game to improve himself. And I think he tries, but the problem is he's just not good enough. He's just never going to be good enough. No matter how much he tries, he's always going to be that level. And the problem is, even what a funny stat is that Emerson is actually the most dribbled past player in the Spurs team this season, which tells you that defensively he's actually maybe not as good as people make out that he is, because he constantly gets dribbled past. And today you saw him, what he was doing. How many times did Martinelli have him in his back pocket? And there was a couple of occasions where he kept trying to kick him and like kick it out at him, because he knew that it was all over him, Martinelli. And then he did that stupid tackle. And rather than actually going in for a tackle, he tried to step down on him. Of course, when you look at it in slow-mo, it's kind of as if like, well, he was never getting it, so he just thought, let me try to do something, and obviously fucked up, and then cost us the game, really.
What was Michael, for me, I think looking back on it now, like I think Hassan touched on as well, is that it was and you've touched on, is it was a missed opportunity. We had opportunities, even that first 20-25 minutes, we didn't look like we were in the game, but there were glimpses where that if we got in behind Arsenal, we had the opportunity to try and get something. And obviously that happened with the penalty. There was a couple of other chances when Perisic got in behind, but I think that's what's probably more disappointing. We weren't great again, but we had opportunities, and up until unfortunately we didn't come out in that second half and start well again. We were still kind of asleep, and then our heads seemed to just go down. And then obviously what happened with Emerson, it just seemed to just throw us off course. But I think that for me was, if we hadn't had the opportunities, and we didn't play well, but the opportunities were still there, and even at 2-1 we were still in the game. But after that sending off, it just kind of set the tone.
Like the sending off was like such an idiotic thing to happen, in my opinion, because it was in their half. Like he could have let him just run with the ball towards his own goal. Like, it was literally the worst thing that he could have done there. He could have like let him run past him. He could have done anything else, go back into shape, whatever. Just don't stamp on his Achilles or whatever, right? He stamped on it. And at first I thought that it was a bit of like a Martinelli added something to it, and I know that he probably did, but you cannot do such fouls in football. Like, I know it wasn't as brutal as maybe some of the other like things that happened in previous matches and that weren't given the red card for, but unfortunately, the law is the law. If you stamp on someone's Achilles from the back, there is nothing to talk about there, right? So in my opinion, it was a fair...
Go on.
I just wanted to say, in my opinion, it was a fair red card. And to be honest, like, everything that happened in the second half was at the worst timing that it could have happened, right? We conceded the goal right at the beginning of the second half, which immediately put pressure on us to open ourselves up. I think that we played great in the first half. We got the 1-1 draw after the 45 minutes, and I was happy with the performance. But unfortunately, we just shut ourselves. What else is there to say, right? I don't think, like, there were previous matches where we didn't show up, and you could question players' mentality and how they performed. But I don't think this game I can blame the whole team. Like, because like
I agree with that.
the previous North London derby at their ground, I was fuming with the whole team.
Yeah.
Everybody. I was fuming with every single person on that pitch. They were all bad that game.
I think there's
Whereas
like a
in this
mutual
game,
feeling, like with Spurs fans at the moment. They're not as disappointed as we thought people might be, because at least, like you said, not all of the players were bad today. I think it was individual mistakes that kind of cost us today. And well, it kind of leads into what I wanted to ask you, which was, why do you think that the Spurs players' heads dropped as soon as Emerson went off? Because we've seen it before where, like in previous North London derbies, when Lamela got sent off, we actually started playing better football, and we actually tried to give it a go. Why do you think we didn't today? And it kind of got worse for us, and Conte had to make a dramatic half a team changed, basically, to try and stop us from conceding any more goals.
Yeah, I think it was just like the sequence of events which got into our players' heads. Because I feel like if we got the red card at 1-1, I think that's like a better situation to manage. We've seen plenty of times teams managing 10 versus 11 to seal up the draw. Whereas in this situation, I feel like us conceding the goal fast in the second half was hard enough on players, to be mentally stable in that situation. And then we got the red card, and it's I honestly, I know it's a derby and we want our players to perform at their best. We don't want them to down tools, but it's hard to like keep your head up when you are 2-1 down with 10 men at their ground. It's a really hard place to go. It always has been for us. So yeah, honestly, my expectation for this game was that, I started watching it with an expectation of we will probably lose, but I am ready to be pleasantly surprised, if you know what I mean.
I get you.
So I am not necessarily like down over this game. Of course I am sad. I wanted us to win that game. Of course I did, right? But yeah, it was a shame, honestly, that red card sealed the game off. And honestly, if I didn't watch the last 30 minutes of that game, I would have saved 30 minutes of my life doing something better probably. But yeah, in general, Royal was tragic. You could clearly see that we needed Kulusevski on the right wing. As I said, Richarlison wasn't bad, but I feel like if Kulu was there, we would have been even leading at the halftime. And Lloris and Romero weren't good defensively. I think that Dyer was okay, and I also think that Lenglet was okay. Lenglet and Perisic handled Saka pretty well, in my opinion. I also really like that we put a lot of pressure on Odegaard. Whenever he got the ball in the middle of the pitch, we immediately had someone on his ass, and we actually like counterattacked them like a few times just by taking the ball off Odegaard, because he's like in this pivotal position where he's their playmaker, deep line playmaker, and if you take the ball off him, then there is only defense to get passed by. And I think that we did it well. I think that we neutralized Arsenal quite well in the first half. It's just that the unfortunate turn of events in the second half killed us. And I know it's the same scoreline as last year, but I think that this performance was way better, if you can call it that. The performance was bad because we lost, of course, but it was way better than that shit absolute draws that we saw last year at their ground. So like I think that's what I wanted to convey today. I am sad, but I'm not like turbo down over it. I don't think that our season is over or whatever, right?
Can you take any positives from today?
Royal not playing for next game.
Everyone is saying it.
Everyone ask everyone the same question,
and they're gonna have the same answer.
Like I am honestly also not confident in Doherty starting. And
no way.
I just know that Spence would get a look in, which honestly kills me. When we were talking about his transfer in July, I said that I'm not necessarily gassed over him coming, because I wanted us to bring someone experienced, where not banking on another kid to become a star in our team. But he's here. I want to see this guy perform.
Yeah,
he's a totally different right wing back as compared to Royal. He's extremely offensive. He dribbles past players. I think that if he was playing this game, we could actually use him. Yeah, I know there is also that comment that Martinelli made about like the hardest right wing back that he played against, and he clearly said it was Spence. So there is something there. Yeah, just Royal not playing for the next 3 games. I think that it will be helpful for our team, but also for him, because I feel like I of course I don't know him, I don't know this for sure, but I feel like he kind of believed his own, not hype, but believed his own like position. I feel like he was certain that he's a nailed-on player in the starting 11, and now like I hope that Conte is absolutely ripping him apart in the dressing room.
Yeah,
because he should. This performance was really bad. I could defend Royal in the previous matches, but this one, no. And unfortunately, there is nothing to defend in this match. He was absolutely dreadful.
Yeah.
And I am looking forward for the next match. I don't think that we will like struggle now with every other opponent that we will come up against. But yeah, we got a bit of a humbling today. It's unfortunately at the hands of Arsenal. I know it hurts, but we move on. That's my opinion about it.
Brilliant, Michael. Thanks for the call. Cool. Big up, and try and enjoy the rest of your weekend, Michael. And we'll see you soon.
Yeah, of course I will. Liverpool is getting their ass kicked, so I am happy already pretty much, right?
Well. That helps.
Yeah.
Brilliant, Michael. Thanks very much. Come on, you Spurs.
Take it easy, Michael.